Special Chapter 4. Nobody loves you as much as you love yourself, but me. The moment after showering and getting ready to sleep at night is the perfect time for a conversation. You feel comfortable, relaxed, and in such a good mood that you might agree on everything. CEO has speculated and calculated the possibility, so he waits until Cake lies on the bed before snuggling up against him. It's their last year in the university. We won't get to see each other often after they graduate. It's hard to reunite. All sorts of reasons slip out of CEO's mouth continuously for another half an hour, yet Cake is unbothered. He simply replies with ahas and mm-hms. CEO has no idea how many excuses he needs to think of to make Cake smile and say, "You can go." Besides, it's not that far, just Wahin. Mm-hmm. This again. Just one night. It's like taking some rest. Uh-huh. The smaller guy glooms, looking sullen. I can't go? You've been interested in going out of town. I've told you everything. Seal slams his palms on the mattress. The Mascom seniors that performed with me are graduating, so they asked me to join their trip. I want to go. Do you know why I'm not letting you go? Seal halts. Did Cake read his mind? Don't be shocked. Ugh, don't me. Answer. Well, Tao. You know, huh? But I wanna go. Siu says softly. Tao knows I'm dating you and I love you so much. Everybody knows. I can't love someone else. I love you only for life. Cake presses his lips together, heaves a sigh, and pulls CEO into a tight hug. He gives up. You're freaking unfair, you. You know me too well. CEO knows how to talk to make him unable to say no. He knows how to defeat Cake in his weakness, which is obvious. CEO is the only person that defeats him completely. Come with me. The bigger guy lifts his eyebrows. Can I? Yeah, it's one room for two people. I'll put your name in and pay for it. If I didn't go, who would you share a room with? Don't glare at me. CEO narrows his eyes. I wouldn't share it with Tao. So? I figured you wouldn't let me go alone, so I planned to invite you. But you were so annoying trying to act cool. CEO teases. He kept saying, mm-hmm, uh-huh, uh-huh. Tease me and I won't let you go. CEO pouts. He's not scared of the dessert boy who threatens him with such a sweet smile. It's the day after tomorrow. Bring your swimsuit. The hotel is right by the beach. You'll get sunburned. I'll bring sunscreen. Jeham bought me the spray last week. The smaller guy smiles pleadingly. You're going, right? I'll text them. Text who? Not Tao. Jeez, Cake is so possessive, thinking Tao will keep flirting with CEO after having a crush on him once. It's a group chat. I'm just asking, not trying to find fault. Are you a little boy? Huh? Why are you calling me that? Cake lifts his eyebrows, pinching CEO's cheek as a punishment. He cried wolf. Cake laughs. He has to decode CEO's insults every time. Seriously? Are you for real? Let go of me. The bigger boy smiles, tilts his head, and puffs his cheeks. CEO scrunches up his nose and kisses the soft cheek repeatedly. When Cake is satisfied, he releases CEO and watches him hop off the bed and grab his phone, charging by the television to type in a good mood. Tao admitted CEO was cute, and he admitted like a man that he was hitting on CEO. Who would dare to say he didn't have the right to do that? Couldn't he hit on his crush who was single? CEO wasn't dating or talking to anyone back then. They'd known each other since middle and high school, participated in activities, and spent time together. Plus, Tao had been taking CEO home for years. They even got into the same university and became closer. They saw each other during their rehearsals and supported each other the day they performed. He had been taking care of CEO for years. All of a sudden, CEO's childhood friend flew back and glowered at him with jealousy. Tao wasn't wrong for hitting on CEO and continuing his duty. However, he accepted that CEO wasn't in love with him, so he stepped back when the boys started dating. Well, CEO is cute. Even if he's taken, he's still cute. Even if he belongs to someone else, he's still cute. Look at him. Tao sighs when he spots CEO in a black shirt and knee-length shorts running into the sea cheerfully. All flowers in the world bloom when he smiles. Tao has no idea why he wasn't expressive back then. What a shame. But come to think of it, it's a shame even more that he's not the only one who gets to see that smile. You, don't run, you'll trip. The fourth-year student hears a shout from afar and sees the cheerful guy's boyfriend striding after him. His voice is stern, yet he has that affectionate smile on his face. How annoying. But Tao still has to admit. Put sunscreen on first. I did. It's not enough. Put it on the back of your neck. When they're together, they're so cute that he can't help but smile. Tao smiles as Cake sprays the sunscreen on CEO's neck and massages it into his skin. The smaller guy thanks him and turns his head to flash a smile. They tease each other before Cake carries CEO and runs into the sea. The sea has probably turned into syrup. Tao once said CEO was reserved and seemed like an obedient child to his parents, not naughty or misbehaving. But now that he's seen CEO with Cake, he's reminded of what CEO told him long ago. I can't imagine you being problematic. Were you a naughty kid at home? Only to someone. Your mother? Honestly, I was always with Cake, and Cake took up the naughty role. That's why I wasn't that naughty. Cake must have been a cheeky child. I was actually naughty to him. Right, CEO is really naughty. He puts on a naughty face and speaks in a naughty voice before secretly smiling when his boyfriend spoils him. How visibly in love. Tao feels really hurt, yo. Tao! Hearing the familiar voice, Tao halts and turns around. His heart drums when he meets eyes with his junior from the different department, whom he has watched all day. Yes, you. Erin sent me to tell you to take group photos on the beach. Oh, okay. Are you drawing? Seal asks in curiosity, craning his neck. The older guy smiles and nods. He holds out his sketchbook. Yes. The cat is cute. Seal smiles. You're skilled. Do you want it? I'll give it to you after I'm done. You sure? Yes. I draw all the time and keep them to myself. I'm glad if you want it. Seal nods. I'd love to have it. Okay. Tao looks past CEO. Where's Cake? Getting the coat. Oh, it's getting cold, huh? Aren't you cold? You're wearing such a thin sleeveless shirt. Tao shakes his head, blocking his gentle gaze on CEO. No, my skin is thick. CEO laughs. Why don't you get up? Ern will nag at you. Right. The older man smiles. Ew. Yes. I like it when you smile. Tao looks at his seemingly confused junior. Smile a lot. The smaller guy nods despite his confusion and flashes a bright smile at his senior in the end. You too. You. A low voice says behind CEO. That's it. The great atmosphere is ruined. It would have been romantic if someone had played a song earlier. The wind blew through their hair with the sea as the background. CEO was smiling sweetly as they held each other's gazes. It's over. The newcomer props his overcoat on CEO's shoulders and fixes his hair, messy due to the wind. Wear it or you'll get sick. What about you? I'm not cold. You'll get sick. Have you ever seen me get sick? Cake asks. He smirks and pinches the cheek Tao often steals a glance at. This is a real romantic scene, not from a fake like him. What are you doing? Ernest waiting to take photos. Cake asks CEO, but Tao notices Cake flicking his eyes at him. I'm here to get Tao, answers CEO, turning to him. Let's go, Tao. Tao nods, gets up, and switches his gaze back and forth between those two walking ahead. The fourth year mass comm student heaves a sigh when the boyfriend of his junior from the different department looks back at him again. He understands Cake's possessiveness over CEO, but he doesn't need to keep his guard up, ready to fight like that. Tao never thinks of snatching CEO from him. Tao knows that no matter how hard he tries, he can never beat Cake, CEO's boyfriend. The way they look at each other is already a win. Tao doesn't need boxing gloves since he's already knocked out. He stopped hitting on CEO, but can he continue looking at him? Cake recites the two times table for the third time in his mind. The longer it goes on, the more he forgets, even if primary schoolers can do it easily. Cake is terribly distracted right now, his mind wandering to the pouting guy on the bed. Cake! Don't call him with that voice. He'll bow and beg. The bigger guy holds his breath automatically when CEO looks up at him with his tiny hands in the air. He puts on a crybaby face that makes Cake want to squeeze him. Why don't you take a shower? Give me a hug first, Cake. Cake inhales deeply when he realizes he's losing air from holding his breath too long. He doesn't want to move toward CEO at all. Even so, he unintentionally steps forward when CEO calls him again. He settles next to CEO and gets straddled. You. Cake! CEO calls his name softly, smiling with his red cheeks. If Cake could turn back time, he would check every glass CEO drank. He wouldn't have let CEO cluelessly drink that juice mixed with alcohol. Now Cake is having a hard time. This is crazy. What are you thinking, Cake? CEO babbles. Why are you spacing out? Look at me. Yeah, I'm looking. In the eye, please. The bigger guy smiles. I'm staring. CEO curls his lips down and leans closer, fixing his eyes on Cake's lips, making his boyfriend tingle. Ew. The guy who has recently had his first taste of alcohol frowns in frustration when his boyfriend turns away. CEO cups Cake's face and turns it before pressing his lips against his. They move to the corner of his mouth and chin. CEO is too drunk to land on the right spot. Hey, kiss me, CEO whispers. Kiss me lots. It's as if he's testing Cake's patience. Cake places his hand on CEO's hips over his lap and swallows as he looks at those teary eyes. The red tongue licks those lips as if to allure him. If CEO wasn't drunk, Cake would push him on the mattress and get it over with. But they're both adults. It should be fine, right? To get it on a little? Not waiting for the hesitations to stop him, Cake slides his hands under the thin tee and caresses the small back, running his palms down the spine. The sound of CEO gasping makes Cake dizzy. The sweet sound and soft skin make his head go blank. Cake lays CEO down on his back and takes off his own shirt before leaning down. He props his elbows on both sides of CEO's body and kisses his neck down to his collarbones. The mild, sweet scent of lotion lingers on his skin, faintly mixing with the smell of the sea. Cake grabs his boyfriend's tee with his big hands and slowly pulls it off his head. The light-colored nipples on CEO's chest make him gulp. Will he be mad when he gets sober and finds out what Cake has done? Will he be mad if Cake gets too naughty? Will he be mad if he wakes up full of kiss marks from Cake? Will CEO be mad? Cake's plump lips reach CEO's chest, and his mouth covers the nipple. He licks and sucks until CEO sticks out his chest against him, his breath and moans pushing Cake further. He enjoys them attentively, sucking them so hard they nearly become one with his lips. They're soft and smell good, like an animal stepping into a trap, falling down with no way back up. Without a second thought, Seo's three-quarter pants slip onto the floor. Cake swallows as his eyes roam those fair thighs. He lifts Seo's legs and kisses the sensitive skin. Seo's moans make Cake delirious as if he's in a dream, even if he hasn't had a drop of alcohol. Cake doesn't know anymore who the drunk one is. Seo holds the back of Cake's neck, making the guy tasting his soft inner thighs look up. The smaller guy pants with teary eyes, his face red like he can't deal with his emotions. Cake swallows hard, his chest feeling tight as he gets up until their faces are on the same level. The guy below wraps his arms around him and stretches his neck to bite his lower lip like a clingy kid. The lower part of Cake's body aches and feels uncomfortably hot. Ew. Seal moans as he nibbles and bites Cake's lips until they go numb. His tongue traces Cake's teeth all over naughtily, his legs moving, grinding playfully against Cake's excited part. Ew, Cake says hoarsely, his heart tingling. I'm running out of patience. Patient. Cake raises his eyebrows, hearing the guy nibbling his lips saying something. Yes, I'm not telling you to be patient. Damn, do you know what you're doing? Kissing you. Seal pouts, biting Cake's lip again. I'm kissing you. The bigger boy sighs and laughs in weariness. Seo isn't drunk to the point he's not aware of everything. However, alcohol rids his ability to restrain himself and his thoughts slip out of his mouth with no filter. When Seo begs for his love with all his might, like this, it's absolutely dangerous. Cake isn't sure if it's dangerous to him or Eo. He grits his teeth when Seo whispers in his ear and rubs his body against his. I feel uncomfortable. It's worse when Cake feels the firm length pushing his stomach. This is bad. Cake exhales a sigh again and kisses the naughty guy's temple hard, trying to restrain himself to the point he thinks he might become a monk or something of that sort. His parents must be proud that he can control himself so well. With that thought, Cake pulls away and looks at his boyfriend's face. Trust me, if I go all the way, you'll regret it. Cake says softly, kissing Seo's cheek. Let me help. He traces Seo's stomach with his hand down under his underwear and holds his breath when his palm touches that hard part that almost stops his heart. Seo's moans are like a sharp knife that tears Cake's patience into pieces. Cake recites everything he has learned in his mind as he moves his hand rhythmically for Seo, who's unaware of how torturing it is to him. Cake presses his lips together when Seo puts his chin up and squeezes his arm so hard it reddens, his legs tensing over the wrinkly sheet. Cake kisses Seo's chin and pulls his underwear to his ankles before leaning down to take that whiny part of the naughty boy into his mouth. He moves his head up and down at a pace he thinks will make Seo feel good. Soon, Seo tenses up, his breath ragged for a second, then his body plops on the bed feebly, his red chest heaving. Seo trembles so hard that Cake embraces him and kisses his temple repeatedly. Cake sighs deeply as he comes to the conclusion that he will give Seo a sponge bath so he can sleep comfortably before taking care of himself in the bathroom. Naughty boy. Cake thinks he has used up all the patience in his life tonight. Judging by Sia's mannerism when he wakes up in the morning, has a buffet at the dining table, sits in the car on their way back to Bangkok, and enters Cake's apartment. Obviously, the naughty boy definitely remembers what happened last night. Ew. Cake smiles when Seo jumps up after hearing his name. He sure can't hide his feelings. What? You must be tired from the trip. Take a shower so you can rest. I will. Do you want to go first? The bigger guy shakes his head, approaches his boyfriend, and tugs him closer by the waist. Why are you blushing? Must have been the sunlight. It burnt my face. Really? I put a lot of sunscreen on you, both your face and body. Maybe it wasn't enough. Theo argues, shifting. I'll take a shower. Seeing Theo getting worked up, Cake feels like teasing him. Wait, hmm? Do you know what you did last night? I, uh, I don't. I know nothing. Theo shoots back a reply, stuttering so much he wants to slap his mouth. I fell asleep last night. It was a deep sleep. A blackout. Switch off. Really? You were switched off? Completely. Cake laughs. But I was turned on. Ah. And no one helped me. Theo presses his lips together, his face and ears reddening. Turned what on? He mumbles and fans his face, feeling uncomfortably hot. Do you really want to know? You're looking at me with perverted eyes. Getting caught, Cake laughs. Theo said such a cute thing again. I admit that I do have a perverted thought. Towards me? Who else would it be if not you? Can it be someone else? Theo frowns at those words and shakes his head without thinking. No, it's only you. Theo presses his lips together, shifting his eyes around. You're not as naughty as last night. Oh, which one do you prefer? Cake's eyebrows rise. Hmm? Which one do you prefer? Last night or now? Those words put a grin on Cake's face. His love. I prefer you. Cake presses his nose against Theo's cheek. I like everything about you. The seductive version last night or the shy, blushing version? Cake kisses his boyfriend's forehead repeatedly. I like it all. Theo closes his eyes as his face is traced by the gentle touch, leaning his cheek towards those soft lips. He drapes his arms around Cake's broad shoulders, intoxicated by the love, too pleasant to pull away. Before he knows it, he's laid down on the bed with Cake's hot tongue in his mouth. It corners him and swirls around. The smaller guy's breath gets ragged when the big hand slips under the hem of his shirt up his stomach. Theo moans softly when Cake's fingers knead his nipples, his heart pounding, his chest tingling all over. Cake pants as he breaks the kiss, then he opens the drawer to get a condom and lubricant gel he bought. The beads of sweat on his temples indicate the aroused sensation. Theo gulps when he meets eyes with his lover. Cake doesn't look like Cake at all. His eyes aren't as gentle as usual, gazing at Theo as if he will devour him whole. Theo takes a deep breath when the hot tongue touches his chest. The odd feeling soars, making him recede, but he can't move his arms and waist. Those lips suck his nipples until they're rock hard. Theo squirms and cries out in protest, yet Cake doesn't seem to care. Cake, no. Theo presses his lips together when Cake moves up until their faces are on the same level. Theo's face is burning, his vision blurred by the tears. How am I supposed to stand this expression of yours? I feel. The warm breath touches Theo's ear as Cake's thick lips kiss his neck, sucking and biting in adoration. The inexperienced guy can't stand this tingling sensation. Theo can only shut his eyes and moans, holding on to the broad back and scratching the skin when the feeling is overwhelming. Do you remember last night? Cake whispers in his boyfriend's ear, nuzzling his cheek, wondering why he smells so good. I do. All of it? Yeah. Theo is startled when Cake pulls his pants down. Raise your hips, Cake says, to which CEO obeys. The three-quarter pants slip off his feet. What do you remember? Hmm. Theo mumbles a response in his throat as Cake places his big hand on his lower part. Tears trickle down his cheek. I don't know. Don't know what? Anything. A sob escapes Sio's mouth when Cake holds his length. But it felt good. Your touch felt good. Cake halts and gulps with difficulty. Has Sio any idea how patient he must be to not strip him naked, flip him on his stomach, shove, shove his part all the way in, and thrust violently without a care of his crying and protest? Cake exhales, telling himself to be 100 times calmer. No matter what, Sio must not get hurt. He'll never hurt Sio. Cake! Cake stops kissing Sio's inner thigh and gazes up, his heart racing at the look on his boyfriend's face. Yes, it aches. Where? Sio bites his lower lip and touches his crotch with his fingers with ragged breath as if he's shaking from the sobs. Here. Jake grits his teeth so hard his jaw hurts. He's going crazy, his hard part stiffening so much it nearly explodes, his hands shaking, feeling like fainting. Without a second thought, Cake presses the soft sphincter with his finger, soaked in lubricant gel, and slowly inserts it, feeling Siu jolted. Siu gapes, staring at Cake in shock. Ah! Take a deep breath, baby. Kay kisses his boyfriend's temple and whispers comforting words in his ear, his fingers still moving. His lips touch Sio's cheek and neck to comfort him as he adds the second finger and the third. Sio's tightness utterly excites Kate. The thought of putting his length into the hotness throbbing around his fingers nearly drives him insane. How amazing will it feel? He doesn't want to imagine it. Does it hurt? Cake asks, taking it slow even though his mind wanders far from the present. Are you okay? Please don't say you're not, baby. Cake is going crazy. Yeah. Theo nods, clenching his fists, tears streaming down his face because of the pleasure below. I'm okay. Come here. The bigger boy whispers. Cake slides his arms around CEO's back and pulls him up on his lap before tilting his head and kissing him gently, biting and sucking his lower lip in adoration, caressing CEO's back and hips. He can't help but knead the legs draping around his torso and bites the fair neck, leaving marks. The hickeys and teeth marks on the fair skin arouse Cake even more. Their breath mingles, their lips brushing close. Theo tightens his arms around Cake's neck. The better he feels, the clingier he is. Theo keeps kissing and biting his boyfriend. There's no telling who'll have more marks tonight. Tell me if you're not okay. Cake smells gently, laying Theo down again. He pulls Theo's knees to his chest and gives them soft kisses. I'm putting it in. I'm scared. Tell me if it hurts and I'll stop, okay? Theo presses his lips together, his wavering eyes on Cake as if fighting against himself in his mind. At last, he nods gently. His head falls back when his boyfriend inserts his length inside of him slowly. Cake breathes in, his heart pounding painfully. His head spins like he's about to faint as he feels his part getting squeezed. It's tight and warm. It feels so good that he never wants to take it out. He wishes to bury himself inside of Seal and stay like this forever. D- Does it hurt? Cake asks his boyfriend, frowning, feeling so good he nearly climaxes. Seal shakes his head, tears falling down continuously. Why are you crying? It feels weird, the smaller guy sobs. It's weird. Can you loosen up? I'm the one who can take it right now. Seal shakes his head. I don't know how. Take a deep breath. Good boy. Relax slowly. Kay kisses Seo's temple. If Seo will still tightens around him like this, he'll go crazy. With that thought, Kay seals Seo's lips, kissing and slipping his tongue inside. He sucks the tip of CEO's tongue to distract him as he pushes in deeper, gradually, so CEO isn't aware of it. Once Cake is all the way in, he stays like that and meets eyes with CEO, who sobs like a child. CEO's lips are swollen and wet from all the sucking, making him so sexy that Cake can take his eyes off. Are you okay? CEO nods. Yeah, I'm inside of you. Gulping, the smaller guy flicks his eyes down and up. All the way in? Yeah, all the way in. You're inside of me. Yeah. Cake swallows hard when the guy below him cracks a sweet smile. Why is he so cute? I'll start moving. Slowly, slowly at first. Okay. Cake smiles, kissing his CEO's forehead. I'll go slowly. The bigger guy moves slowly, taking his time as promised, while observing his boyfriend's expression. Cake doesn't want CEO to be in pain. He wishes it to be the least painful as possible. Mm. The voice halts Cake. CEO trembles when Cake thrusts deeply. He claps Cake's arms and shakes his head. Hmm? What's wrong, baby? It feels weird there. Cake pulls out and shoves it in, his heart drumming. When he hits the same spot, CEO moans even more loudly. Cake presses his lips together and slams it in and out, gritting his teeth as the sensation shoots up. He will climax after a few more times. CEO keeps calling his name, holding Cake's shoulders as if he's drowning. His moans and sobs disappear when he twitches, tenses up, and releases his emotions all over his stomach. Cake presses his lips together and follows CEO to heaven. When the crashing waves come, Cake props his head on the small heaving chest, listening to the pounding heart quietly, panting just the same. Cake reaches for the napkin and cleans CEO's stomach so he feels comfortable. Then he rests his head on the pillow, pulls CEO's waist into his embrace, and strokes the head leaning on his shoulder. Did it hurt? I feel numb. I'm sorry, Cake whispers, kissing CEO's temple to comfort him. It felt good, the smaller guy whispers. Did you feel the same? Cake smiles. The answer to this question is obvious. It felt amazing, the best in my life. It couldn't be better than that. CEO giggles. You're exaggerating. I'm not. Cake lifts his boyfriend's chin and kisses his lips softly. That was an understatement. I love you like crazy. Yeah, CEO smiles. Love me a lot. I'll take care of loving you. Cake laughs. Okay, he replies, tightening his arms. CEO doesn't need to say that since Cake is already head over heels for him. I helplessly love you, baby. End of special chapter 4.